Hello everybody and a very good evening. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us for the final show of your Friday. If you're feeling a little bit discombobulated, that's a good word, isn't it, for a Friday? Yeah, a bit of a change of team for tonight. Obviously, we've had Lily and Corinne through the day. Me and my crafty partner in crime the other side were over on QVC Extra earlier on doing the Friday show there. So we've given the ladies a night off, and we are in to bring you what is going to be a fantastic masterclass actually to finish your Friday. Want to make it nice and interactive, want you guys to get involved, want your testimonials, want your questions, want your comments. That is exactly what we are here for. Also worth bearing in mind that we're going to bring you some amazing deals alongside all of the Foilpress goodies that we've got for you over the course of this show. And over on the website right now, some things to look out for, including Fiverr Friday, which is there, so you can pick up some amazing deals on the web. We are super excited about that. Pick up those deals today. Now, yes, as I mentioned, we are here with a masterclass. It is all about the amazing foil press, so there can only be one. There can be only one. Really, it's Highlander. Thank you for getting that reference, Producer Dean. Yes, there can be only one. The king of the foil press, Mr. Foil Press himself. Where's his shirt? It is Craig Laird.
Telling you, the shirt is long gone.
Oh, is he gone?
Into the green room.
Oh, I was going to say, you haven't, like, chucked it.
No. I'm keeping that for, well, the winter time when I need extra logs for the fire pit. I can just chuck that on.
Wouldn't put that on there.
Yeah, will do. Yes, I have gone for more of the relaxed approach for this evening because, yeah, got a really fun masterclass coming your way, all about the foil press. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something slightly different. Usually when it comes to the foil press and the masterclass, it's bang, 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 demo and technique after demo and technique. And we are going to do it we're just going to slow it down slightly. I'm going to recap many of the top techniques that you do love to do or you want to be having a recap on. So your die cuts, foiling your normal dies. We've got some of the foil press stamping dies on the show. One that gets asked of quite a lot, so we're going to demo it, and that's the letters with the floral. Some of you have trouble starting to line up the floral stamp with the foiled element, so we'll talk you through them. As always, as I always say as well, recently Debbie was here with Ben on a cartload just about 2 weeks ago where they used a foil press. Go back and have a look at that in Debbie's take of the foil press, and then when it comes to all the other shows, predominantly Ben, it's myself that does them, go on our YouTube and watch past all of the other foil press shows as well. Between tonight's, Debbie's and the previous ones, you've got you covered for everything and anything that you want to do.
Yeah, we certainly have, and we do want to make it nice and interactive. Michelle says, do you want our pictures? I've been foiling like crazy. Well, send them in. Send them in. We want to see them. We want to see you foiling like crazy. Whatever you've been foiling, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. We want to make it interactive. Ask those questions. If you're a little bit stuck, tell us why, and hopefully we'll solve it for you. Send in your pictures. Send in your creations. We have got on the socials tonight, Grace already in. Hi, Grace. Already in, Michelle Harris says, good afternoon all. Diane Cadman says, hi everyone. Hi Claire McDonald, who says, oh boy, a rainy afternoon and a foil press masterclass with Craig. It doesn't get better than that.
Well, Gogglebox, oh no, Gogglebox isn't on anymore.
Oh,
finished.
Has it?
Yes,
it
Celebrity One's finished.
It was on last week.
That was a roundup.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No.
Friday night, foil press, me and Ben.
Yeah, whoop. Hi to Hannah, who says evening all. Pamela Green says good evening, good evening. Hi to Beth Ross Lucas, who says hello from Indiana, hello. Lou, I never had to know how to pronounce this place. Lucine Smith says hello from, is it Kissimmee?
Oh,
Kissimmee,
nice.
Florida?
Kissimmee,
isn't it?
Kissimmee.
Excuse me.
It's too early yet.
Too early for that. What are you talking about? Oh, sorry, you're talking about the...
Talking about the place.
What is he
Kissimmee.
like? Kissimmee. I think
Is
it's
it?
I think it's
No,
Kissimmee.
Kissimmee.
I think it's Kissimmee. Someone please in the US tell me. Look, it's that one. I'm sure that was in the Crafty song and someone told me what the pronunciation was for it.
Kissimmee.
Kissimmee.
No, is it really?
Tell us.
Tell us. Because for 20 odd years I've been calling it Kissimmee.
I love if it was Kissimmee. I'm sure it's Kissimmee.
This is a story for another day. Let's just say that bottle of port when I used to work in food retail in the wines and spirits. Coburn's.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not spelt like that on the bottle.
No, it isn't. It isn't. Yes, Charlotte. Lucine, anyway, in Kissimmee, says, I've come in from a nice time reading in the pool to watch. I love these shows. Wow, I wish I'd been in the swimming pool this afternoon. Kirsty D says, good evening, everyone. Phil Watson's in. Beth Falone's in. Hey, Ords29. Handcrafted by Gaz says, good evening. Hi, Gaz. Hi, Gwenda G. Good afternoon, crafters. I had to sneak away into one of the small conference rooms at work so I can watch Craig do some foiling.
Oh, nice.
TGIF, everyone, says Deanna. Yeah. Sue says, good afternoon. Yeah. Good afternoon from a rainy Chestertown, MD, Maryland. Lynn Bledslow's in from Indiana. Lynn Morton's in from Newcastle. And also hi to Clarice Trudel in South Carolina.
Hello, Clarice. Lovely to see your name again.
Charlotte says, good evening, all my crafting lovelies from here in Herne Bay. Hi also to Lynn Harvey, says, hi Ben, Craig, the CTV team, the wonderful social superstar and everyone.
Hello.
We've got Dean and Charlotte steering the good ship craft today. Hi, says Charlotte, and Dean just went, that's a really weird noise he just made in my ear. And also hi to Michael Adams, who says, hi to the A-team. Ben and Craig. Thank you, Michael. I love it when a plan comes together. The thing that makes me laugh the most, though, is obviously Craig and I were over on QVC Extra earlier on best behaviour, and already within 8 minutes tonight, I feel like we've mucked around more in that 8 minutes than we did in the whole 2 hours earlier.
We done good.
Yeah, we did.
Well, I know you've done a couple of shows, and you're still nervous. You still get the butterflies. I got the butterflies as well. I think I was more nervous about trying to be on our best behaviour together.
Yeah.
Even Johnny had the dad tone. Remember, guys? Serious.
Yeah.
Well, not serious, but
you know,
none of the hilarity that we have within 8 minutes of like tonight.
And here's the thing, like started something off here. So Beth says Craig is right. But wait,
Oh.
Then Diane says, Kissimmee. And then Donnie Am says, Ben, you're pronouncing it correctly. I live an hour away from Kissimmee, and I've lived in Florida for 20 plus years.
But then who says I'm right?
Clarice.
Oh, Clarice.
And Beth says you're right.
So if they say that I'm right, so if they live in Kissimmee,
Yeah.
then I'm definitely
But Donna's lived an hour from Kissimmee.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll beg to differ. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this, the Foilpress. By the way, we've also got loads of other great deals lined up for you on the show. One of which I'm sure we will get on to show you fairly soon is we've got the second of those platinum boxes that we couldn't show you on yesterday's Platinum Day sale because we just couldn't get it up on the web. So we've got that available for you as well, which we'll look at in a bit. But let's start off with the Foilpress, available to you if you are here in the UK or indeed in the US. Look at the price today. £60 platinum.
That's crazy.
Or $100 if you're shopping in the US. That is a great, great buy right there. Can I just say, this is an unbelievable bit of kit. If you haven't yet got this in your crafty life, then if you've got the budget to be able to do it today, pick it up because he's going to give you all the hints and tips on this. But this is allowing you to add all of that beautiful foil to your projects like an absolute pro really easily at home. And particularly if you're someone who uses the Gemini Junior, you are set to go because the Junior and the Foilpress are the very best of friends. You get everything that you need as far as the machine is concerned, as far as the plates are concerned, and also as far as like loads of freebies are concerned within the box too. In fact, if I turn it around and show you, I know Craig will actually show you in more detail in just a second, but you've got the actual base station itself, you've got noisy neighbours, you've got your...
Sorry, whoever was using this dye last has not cleaned it out.
You've got your foiling platform in there, you get all of your plates and your shims, you've got your cooling mat in there, you've also got your tweezers, you've got your grips in there too, plus as I've mentioned, you've got foil and some of our Stamp and Cut dies and stamps too. So you're kind of good to go. As soon as you've got this, get it home and get playing with this. If you've got your Junior already, you're good to go. If you want to use this alongside, say, your Gemini OG, we've also got the extender plate for you on the show and we'll talk more about that as we go through. Let's get started though, and let's pretend that we've never done this show before, we've never seen the Foilpress before, and I think it's good to go back to basics just a little bit here, because I know we have new people watching all the time. So, Craig, talk us around this as if we've never seen this machine before. What is it, and why do we need it?
This is now putting foil and control in your hands at home. Now, as time goes on, you'll find that you're still going to find some of our Foilpress stamps there you can get. We've got some on the show. And what that's doing, that's creating an indentation in your cardstock. But what it does, it will foil that indentation by using the Foilpress. Now, as Ben was saying, this is going to work straight in with your Gemini Junior. You don't need any adapter plates, nothing like that. Now, if you're using our OG A4 Gemini, so our A4 white Gemini, you will need what's called an extender plate. You'll find them on the website. If you're using our Gemini 2, our G2, you don't need that extender plate. The only reason you need the extender plate for your white Gemini is because the sensors are at each side. So that's why you need the extender plate to activate those sensors. Because with the Gemini 2, it's an optical sensor, essentially it's a laser beam, it just means that you don't need an adapter plate, you can use what you get within the box. So if you're using the Junior, or you are using the G2, you don't need anything extra whatsoever, you can get foiling straight out the box. If you have got your A4 Gemini, you will need an extender plate that you'll find on the website.
Yeah.
Now when it comes to the foiling on our Foilpress, it is heat base here. Now, what you will find is once you get it out the box, you've got two power buttons. You've got the main one at the side, and then, so if let's say that's switched off, so you're going to switch it on, and then when you've switched that one on, you're going to go on to your additional power button. Now, because I've had mine plugged in, mine's is all ready to go. Now, we have low, medium, and high. And those that watch me with these shows, you know, you'll be like, yeah, Craig, I like a broken record. But it's the same things I say all the time. In all the years, I've only ever used low, Ben.
Low.
I've never used medium and I've never used high, always low. What you're going to find that whatever you are foiling, whether it's going to be a small Foilpress stamp
Yeah.
or a large Foilpress stamp, the heat stays exactly the same. It's the same temperature. What you're changing is the time that it's on. So a really small foil press stamp is going to have seconds. A really large one is going to have 20, 30, 40 seconds.
Gotcha.
So the heat stays the same temperature, it's the time that changes, and I'll talk you through. So you've got the power, you've got that low, medium and high as I covered. I only ever use the low. You've got minutes and you've got seconds. Very rarely will you need minutes, you know, once or twice. Most of the times it's just going to be your seconds. You've got start, and then you've got reset. So reset, essentially, you get yourself in a pickle, you put the wrong time, and just to cut time down, instead of having to go back to 0 all the way down,
okay.
hit reset, and it's going to go back to the beginning there. Now, with this one, it is a slide. So you're going to slide and pull it out. When you do come to slide it out, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you come out straight. Don't lift and pull out, because you've got your heat sensors, connectors there that you don't want to damage.
Right.
So what this is doing, this is on green, letting me know it's ready to go. That's because I've had it plugged in. When you do switch it on, Ben, it will go red, and once it's up to the optimum temperature, it will go green, so it means that it's ready to go. You're going to be able to then use this platform, as I said a moment ago, within your Junior or your G2, A4 white Gemini with the extender plate. This does have a safety feature, so it will cut off round about 20 minutes. So say you get carried away crafting, or someone comes to the door with your crafter's delivery, or the phone goes, or you go out and you forgot to switch it off.
Oh, yeah.
It will switch off itself after about 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So you've got that safety feature as well. Within this one here, this is your heat platform here. So this is what heats up. Now, what you will find throughout all the shows, with Debbie and the past shows with myself, once we've used our foil press stamp, we tend to just pick it up with our hands because it's not overly hot. But within the set, what you will get, and you can tell the story in a minute, Ben, because it is a funny story, I always love to tell. You do get your heat-proof mat. So say you're not fortunate enough to have a craft room or a craft area or a workstation, you've only got an expensive dining unit, you can then use that. So once you've used your foil press stamps, they're still up to heat, so you can just pop them onto your heat-proof mat. Or, because I don't use one for my foil press, use it for your hot glue gun. Rest your hot glue gun or your heat gun, anything like that. Or maybe in the kitchen, you can use it. You've got your little grips. So again, just in case you are a little bit heat sensitive, you can use the grips to then pull out the platform. But again, very rarely do I use those. And then what you're also going to get as well, you're going to get a metal shim. Now this is different from the one that you get with your die cutting machine. It's slightly thicker. That's because you will find that you get a darker grey foil stamp. Now what that does is that foils and cuts. So you need this to then of course bulk out the layers for your die cutting as well as the foiling. And then you get your tweezers as well. These are also magnetic, so you can then just lift with the magnet and decant onto your heat surface or heat-proof surface. All of that with info, as well as across on YouTube. You do get your matrix guide here. Not only that, you've got your user guide, you've got things about the foil press, you've got things about where it gets started, hot foiling with your foil press stamps, hot foiling with thin metal dies. And this is the key thing here. And this is where I use mine predominantly most of the time, Ben. Yes, we've got our foil press stamps that we can use. And we call them stamps because they've not got a thick cutting edge like a normal die. It's more of an open area. That's what's going to foil. You can absolutely use your normal wafer-thin dies to foil. Now, of course, the thin detail's not going to cut, but what it will do is it'll foil. And when we come to do the first demonstration just shortly, the very first one I'm going to do is take our new frame dies. We're going to foil them to show you how incredible it looks to actually foil with your wafer-thin dies. Foil the actual die or foil the die cut. That's not just our Spellbinders, Tattered Lace, Tonic Studios, Dawn Baby, any. As long as it's a wafer-thin die and it fits on your platform, you're going to be able to foil with it, no problem whatsoever. As I said before, it is heat-based, so the foils you use need to be heat foil, not a cold activated foil, a heat foil. So either ours or Keith from Paper Dynamics, his foil are heat foils. So when you are looking elsewhere, for your foils, as long as it is a heat foil, you're going to be able to use as well. So as I said, when in a recap of all of that, everything you need to start with is included. You do get a small roll of foil as well to get you started, and everything is in here. So what we've got is just a few materials, because it does card, it does vellum, it does mirror card, it does acetate, it does real leather, faux leather, it does fabric, it does satin, it does so many materials. What I would suggest, start off by foiling onto cardstock, Ben. Build that confidence and slowly progress on other materials. I've covered loads of them across on our YouTube, but this is a little guide here. So it gives you a little guide, for instance, cardstock, the temperature that it's on, which all of these are on low, as I said before. And then what you have got is the timings for these ones here. Now it says small die, medium or large die. We sometimes say slip of the tongue die, it is a foil press stamp. But for you to decide roughly what is a small, medium and large when it comes to the platform and the times, if it covers roughly a third of the platform, it's going to be a small. If it covers roughly about 2/3, Ben?
That is a medium.
Absolutely.
And if it covers all?
If it's going to cover all of it?
That is a large.
And that is how you determine whether it's small, medium or large. Very much it is get to know your machine.
Yeah.
So I would say go with the matrix to start with, and then you might need a few extra seconds, you might need a few less seconds, and that's a good thing. The time is the one that changes.
Yeah.
The temperature stays exactly the same, it's the time. So you can increase it a few seconds, reduce it a few seconds. That's how you're going to be able to do the foiling. So that is a run through of the foiling in the foil press. It is your 7x5 platform that we can see here. So that is a run through, and then when we come back to me, Ben, what we can do is we can start to do some foiling.
Thank you everybody for all the lovely comments coming through. Rose M says it's the dynamic duo, yippee! Thank you. And of course the whole CC team, happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Lynn Harvey says, I am finally out of Facebook jail, so I don't need to go undercover. Why were you in jail? I noticed that, Lynn, because I got a bit confused because your name was coming up as Arrow, wasn't it? But why? What happened? I mean, maybe don't tell us.
Maybe.
Maybe don't tell. Maybe we don't need to know. EB says, hello from a steamy, muggy Kansas City, Missouri. Hi Charlotte, he says, I'm so happy with my amazing paper pads. I'm so happy that Crafter's Companion gave in and brought back those Christmas pads. Yes, check those out on the web. If there's any of those left from yesterday, they will be there. The 6 best-selling Christmas pads that we've done. We had a bundle of those. I think I've lost track as to where we are on Crafters TV today, because I would say me and Craig have been over on QVC Extra, but they're still available. 6 of the best-selling Christmas pads will be on the web for you. Shirley McDaniel says, hi from PA. Here we go. Now, Shirley, I want you to watch this show. I want you to take inspiration from Craig. I want you to ask any questions. And by the end of the show, Shirley, I want you to have got your foil press out, because you say, I have a foil press, but I'm apprehensive about using it. So I'm really looking forward to learning and getting over the nerves. Shirley, get your foil press, get it out, and follow Craig's instructions tonight and foil something. Make tonight the night that you get it out, because honestly it's not as scary as it seems, and I think it's one of those things, once you've done it and you've had a go with it, you'll be like, oh, this is so much easier than I thought it was going to be. So if you get champed, get your foil press out tonight. Craig's going to be foiling loads of different things, so you'll see him multiple times sort of doing that process of foiling. Keep watching and have a go tonight, and let us know by the end of the show that you've done it. That would be brilliant if you do. And hey to Jerry Walker, who says, hello from extremely hot Oklahoma. Hello, Jerry Walker. I must just tell you, and as Craig has brilliantly explained, everything that you need is in the foil press. However, if you are an OG user, so you're using the original Gemini, you will need to go for your top plate extender. So this is it right here. It's available for you on the shop today, £10.79. or £14.39 if you're platinum. Obviously, this is just going to help the OG to actually read the plates, if you like. So you pop this onto the top of your combination, pop it through your machine, and there you go. And there's a question and something to touch on. So if I have, or if I'm getting the foil press tonight, and I already have the Gemini 2, what do I need there?
Nothing.
Ah!
Nothing. Just use what you've already got in the box.
Yep.
So when it comes from the box, what you are going to get is a carbon plate here. So this is what we're away to use. And we're going to use, very first demonstration we're away to do is a normal wafer thin die that you've got within your stash. And that's what we're going to use to show. So all of your dies going forwards, as long as they sit and fit on that 5x7 platform, you're going to be able to foil with them. Now this one is a different material to your double-sided die plate. So please don't get this mixed up with your double-sided die mint plate. It is completely different. So when it comes to this, you get this one included, so you can be using it straight away with the Junior, or of course, as you were saying, the Gemini 2. If you've got your A4 Gemini, the white original, this is where what you would need to do is you'll just need to substitute this for the extender plate, which you would need to pop into your basket on the website. So what we're going to do within this one here, now, a lot of these, when it comes to these, it is going to be trial and error to start with for yourself. I know my machine off the top of my head, you know, back to front, upside down, left to right. And I still make mistakes, and I always will do, because it's temperature. So it always depends. But, you know, if you go and put your die, say it's freezing cold onto your foil press, it's going to take a bit longer to heat up, isn't it? Yeah. So just think of little things like that. But this is our new snowflake. So this is our winter Noel. So I'm just going to use the actual die itself, not the outer die, just the die. So what I'm going to do within this one, although this is a sizable die, we need very, very little time bend, because it's only the tip of the die that we need to heat up. So we don't need long at all. So something like this, I would quite literally 4 seconds. 4 seconds, let's go 5 seconds, just in case. 5 seconds to foil our normal wafer thin die. I've got a piece of our white multi-purpose cardstock, and I've got some of our blue foil that we used to have. Yeah. So we're on 5 seconds, we're on green. So what you need to do is make sure you've got all the elements good to go. I've got my card and I've got my foil ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our die in place, and then I'm just going to line that up. I'm going to put my carbon plate on the top and press start. Now, the reason that we need to have everything ready to go is if I don't, and I start faffing about cutting my foil and getting my card ready, that's going to have longer than it needs. So that's where we can get over foiling. Yeah. So that just means foil where we don't want it. So foil, shiny side down, with our cardstock or our material, sliding it out. Remember, don't bend or buckle it up, slide it out. And then I'm going to go into my G2. So all that I'm going at any point in my Gemini 2, I'm just letting it go in. Brilliant. I like to hold and grab just to start with for it to go in. If this was your A4 white Gemini, all that you would do instead is take, and I tell you what, I've got mine here. So let's say, for instance, this is to go through your A4 Gemini. Instead of this one, Ben, I would put my extender plate on, sit it on like that, and pop that one through my A4 white Gemini. That is the only difference. So now that we've got that one, so I'm going to slide that back in. What I would say is if you foiled and then you're going to progress onto something else creative, switch it off. If you leave that plugged in the whole time, this is when what will happen over time is it will start to bend and buckle. And I'm going to be careful when I do this, but you'll start to see your platform start to bend and buckle upwards. That is because you're leaving it on that continuous heat and not doing anything. So when you're not using it, slide it out until you're ready to go. Without contradicting myself, it's different when we are live. I need to keep it plugged in so that I can show you what we're going to be doing. Can we see that imprint already? Yeah, we can. What we can then do, Ben, let's take that off. Any of these little bits, these are just little bit excess foil. Look at that. So let's just take these little bits of the foil out. Normal wafer thin die. Incredible. That we've now foiled with. Yeah. So let's come back in here. Now this is what I mean by, for me it doesn't get overly hot. No. So I'm just lifting that up. I'm just putting it on my glass mat. You've got your heat-proof mat there. I'm then going to go in with the Noel die that you also get. So I'm just going to roughly cut for now. So this is just our white multi-purpose. So what I want to do is let's use the same. Let's use the blue once again. And I'm going to make sure that my foil that I'm using, I'm not using a lot of excess foil. I only want enough to kind of cover my die or my stamp. if I have excess foil hanging over the edge, this is when it could start to stick to the surrounding area of your card, which you don't want.
Yeah.
So foil good to go, die good to go, and then I've got my cardstock. Now for this one, in comparison, it is smaller.
Yeah.
I'm only going to come down to about 4 seconds.
Question on that.
Yes.
Which is it's a good question from Claire. And ask the questions, everybody. I'd rather
Please
you
do.
ask a question, even if you think it's a silly question. I'd rather ask you a question so that you know what you're doing. So Claire says about stamp size. If I use multiple small stamps at once, I don't even know if this is possible, but it says if I use multiple small stamps at once, do I follow the guideline for small stamps, or so say for example you had 3 small stamps, would that add up to 1 large stamp?
Really good question.
That's a good question, that, Claire.
Really good question. No. What to do is go on the rough size of each of them.
Right.
So let's say, for instance, we'll get right, for instance. So there's our letters. We'll show you these ones just shortly. Now, say I filled my plate.
So say you wanted to go B-E-N for Ben.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What would the time be?
So what I would do is I would look at that individually. So I would look at that. So that's going to be, now that's a solid one because it's an actual foil press stamp. So for something like this, that's going to be 6 seconds. So what you're not going to do is 6 seconds plus another 6 seconds because you've got 2, if you see what I mean. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it at 6 seconds. And the reason being, whether I've got 1, whether I've got 2, or whether I've got 3 of them, the heat is going to be directed to each individual foil press stamp. So if that was a full one, that then essentially you would be doing roughly, Ben, 45 seconds for 3 small foil press stamps. Way too much.
Yeah.
So although it's given and laying out on a larger scoped area, just look at them as individual. Yes, do them in a oneer, but what size is that? Relatively small, 6 seconds, and then when you start to heat it up, the heat will be directed to each individual one. So that's a really, really good question.
Like
really
that.
good question.
Just a load of people just chatting, saying how much they love their foil presses as well. Carolyn's just got hers. She says, I'm so excited. And Gaz says, I've been waiting for this all day. I love foiling.
Look at that.
That's amazing.
Now our Noel sentiment.
Yeah.
So what you could do, now keeping in mind with this die, you've got your outer die to go with it. So all that I'm going to do is let's bring in my guillotine. So instead of using that outer die, all that I'm going to do is just eyeball this. So I'm going to cut this all the way round. So I'm going to give myself a little matting layer all the way round. I need to trim just a few bits off here. So what we can then do is there is now my matting layer. I've got a bit of our blue texture cardstock. So what I'm going to do now for this one is let's give that a matting layer. So you're now going to look at all of your matting layer dies, your nesting dies, all these dies such as them, and they're now going to become not only dies to die cut, but to foil with as well.
Exactly right.
So we've now got a matting layer for that one. Let's set that to the side. And then once again, I'm just going to eyeball this one, Ben. But let's cut, this could be your nesting dies or matting layer dies. So let's go right, I want to kind of make that as square as I can. That's about 3 inches. So let's do that one, and let's do that one. So then let's cut another layer here. So 3 and a bit by 3 and a bit. So that can go into there. And then that, Ben, can then go into there.
That looks great.
Now we've taken a normal wafer thin die. And we've now created our backdrop and our sentiment. We could go in with our alcohol inks. We could go in with our colour blend pencils if we want to. We could have foiled that on a watercolour card. You'll get a bit of a bubbly effect, but it'll still foil. And then do your water base. You can do your washes, your Zentangling in these ones. So any of your frame dies, your mats and layer dies, your nesting dies, you can then come along, foil them, and now you're now elevating the use of those dies further than you thought when you first purchased them.
You really are. We've got that bundle on the show as well, which I'll show you in just a second. Tess says, once I started watching these demonstrations with Craig, I have become a foiling fanatic. Honestly, you will. If you've already got this machine, you've got it at home and you haven't yet used it, get it out, follow these instructions tonight, and you will be foiling everything that stands still. Honestly, you'll be foiling everything, because once you see how easy it is and you've tried it for yourself, you'll just be foiling like an absolute legend. And also, worth bearing in mind that if you are making to sell, no, you will be foiling like a legend. You'll be a foiling legend like the legend over there. No, you will be foiling like an absolute legend. And I've lost my train of thought now. Oh, sorry. If you're making to sell as well, just think about how much extra you can sell a project for, a card for, if you're adding a bit of foil into it. I know how much more I'd be charging, because it gives that professional level of effect, doesn't it? So that's the whole point of this. Have the courage to get your foil press out of the box and have a go with it. Lisa Primo says, I love my foil press. And Angela says, thank you for asking the question, and thank you, Craig, for answering it. And thank you, Lynn, who says, Lynn, who was in Facebook jail, she says, I don't really know what happened. I was chatting to people on here like I usually do, but suddenly I got a comment pop up saying my account was being restricted because I didn't meet Facebook standards. I was restricted for a week. Perhaps it's because I said you two were crazy, but I love your crazy. It's very funny and entertaining, always brightens my day. Wow, you don't meet Facebook standards.
Wow.
Have you ever been in Facebook jail?
No, I've not actually.
No, I haven't.
No,
I haven't.
I've not.
Lynn?
I've been good to steer away from it.
Yeah.
I think the worst one though at the moment, if you're on TikTok, when you get shadowed, but I'm still just
You get
learning.
what, shadowed?
Just learning the terminology when it comes to TikTok. I'm still learning TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, shadow ban is where you kind of get banned essentially. But I don't know where the shadow comes from. Grace is up to date with all of these. Grace will be able to tell us the terminology.
Wow.
Shadow ban, you get banned. I think if you say something or show something you shouldn't or that.
Oh dear.
Not that you'd be showing anything that you shouldn't, but...
Not even on that platform, so I'll not worry about being, was it shadow banned?
Shadow banned.
Christine says, I don't understand. Do you sell that foil press heat shim or whatever you call it?
Foil press.
The one that, the
heat shim.
The heat shim. What were you calling a heat shim? The top plate. Is that what you mean? What thing? The thing that's in the box.
The thing that's in the box. The whole thing's in the box, Charlotte.
All of the plates are in the carbon plate thing.
So if you are on about what I just used here, the carbon plate, so the A5 one, that's already included.
That's the top plate, isn't it?
The top plate, yeah. If you wanted the extender plate, if you need the extender plate, that's the only thing that you would need to buy separate. But that's only if you've got an A4 white Gemini. Yeah, exactly right. Everything that Craig is using, is in the box, aside from that, which is what you need, as he's just said, for the Gemini. Right. By the way, are we showing these? If you wanted to use those frames that Craig was just using, he just used Noel, that one there. And this is the thing, as much as you could, right, on the website right now, we've got so many great deals on individual foil stamps which have been developed specifically for the machine. But as Craig says, any wafer thin dies, you can pop these through. And I mean, these are obviously new and you're going to be crafting with these and making great projects with them. The fact that you can obviously pop them into your foil press and foil with them is amazing. But I kind of see that side of things is a great way to breathe new life into maybe some old dies that you're not perhaps using anymore. But you know what? Absolutely. If you want to pop these through and foil these, they're going to look just absolutely wonderful. So it gives you the opportunity to be able to foil with these, to obviously be able to die cut with these, but then obviously then with your foil stamps and your foil stamp and dies that you're going to get as well, like the possibilities are just totally endless when it comes to all of the different things that you can do with the foil press. That collection of festive frames and sentiments is there on your screen right now. So £65 or $76. Platinum price is £52 or $60.80. When it comes to the foil press, obviously you can pick this up tonight. The extender plate is available for you as well, and you can also pick up all of, like, we've got all of those letters are available for you. So I'm not going to go through them all, but all of these are available for you individually on the web. We've also got a few of the frames available for you too. Best thing to do is shop the day and check out the deals that we've got on these. Really sort of inexpensive. I think we've got the majority, I'm not going to go through them all. I think we've got the majority of the letters. There's a few missing. We haven't got the full alphabet. We don't have what? We don't have A, and we don't have C, and we don't have E. Is that true? A, C, or we don't have E? Oh.
and I'm not going to go through them all. We've got BDF, GHI, no J. We've got K, N, O, P, Q, R, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. We don't have the others that I didn't mention. Now, let us have a quick look at. Did you say the platinum box? Did you say the platinum box? Yes. Quick look at this. Now, I must just quickly explain this to you. We are heading towards 40% of this platinum box gone. We had one yesterday within our Platinum Day sale, which sold out. We wanted to bring you version 2 yesterday, but due to a few technical gremlins, we weren't able to do it. So here it is today. I know a few of you have already jumped in and grabbed this. It has been the bestseller of the day so far. Tell you for why. It's £200 or $240 worth of content that you are getting for £50 or $50.
Wow. Wow, I know.
You don't get the box.
Oh.
But you do get the contents. You might get some tissue. You are going to get within this, first up, this is amazing. This is amazing. You're going to get your set of luxury cardstock, the precious metals. So this comes to you in these 5 colours here. 10 sheets of your glitter card. You're getting 10 sheets of your adhesive glitter card, 10 sheets of your matte mirror, and 10 sheets of your mirror card in those colours that you're seeing across the bottom of the page there. We're also going to pop in for you one of our self-healing mats. This is the 9x12 size that you're going to be getting. And alongside that, one of our fantastic embossing boards. I think this one is is that called the Sweet Treats? I think it is. You've got the ability in this one to be able to make your little popcorn holders, little bird box in there as well. Really super cute. That already is getting up towards the value of your box right there, but there's tons more that we're going to bring to you. You're going to get within this set our layering sentiment stamp and dies. This one is the Thanks a Bunch. Also from that collection, you have got Hip Hip Hooray. Good for £50, $50, right? On top of that, we've got the Reach for the Stars sentiment set. So this has got cute little one if you've got new babies in the family, sort of baby boy, baby girl. You have got Made with Love, Star, Thank You, and tons more in there. You're going to get from the Garden Gnomes collection, the Garden Gnome accessories, which is stamps and dies. You are also going to get from the Say It With Flowers collection a whole host of fantastic stamp sentiments, things like So Thankful for You, You Bring, you brighten my day, Thinking of You. We're also going to give you one of our quick dry ink pads in the Pale Fig. On top of that, you're going to get a set of beautiful stamps, the Spring Wreath. So again, if you like to do your layering stamps, you have got the ability to be able to build up those beautiful wreaths with that stamp set. One of our fancy sentiment dies you're getting, which is Special Friend, stamps and dies there. We're going to give you 2 of our pokey tools, always very handy to have in your craft room. You're going to get one of our pop-out sentiment dies, which is the Best Wishes. Also in stamp form, you are going to get the Balloon Apertures collection, 13 stamps within that set. Next up, I have never seen this die and stamp set before. It's a twirling pig. Have you ever seen this? I've never seen that before. It's a twirling pig.
I don't think I have, actually.
And it says pig out. That is brilliant.
That's what I'm going to be doing when I go home.
Yeah. What are you having for tea tonight?
I don't know. Do you know something? I might order pizza.
Oh, yeah. Pizza night tonight.
Pizza, and then just have the rest when I'm in here tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good chat, actually.
Cold pizza.
Ooh. Cold.
Yeah. Oh, I love cold pizza.
No, maybe for lunch the following day, but not for breakfast. I'm not one of those people that orders a pizza and then...
I am.
Nah.
Oh, I am. Toast? Nah, let's just have
pizza.
cold pizza. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I really like that. Pig with a chef's hat on, with a spoon, and pig out. That is fun. He twirls round, that pig. Twirly pig. Twirly, swirly pig. You've also got the whimsical textures from the Enchanted Dreams collection. Also from that set, a beautiful die set. That is the Fantasy Butterfly. Can you believe this? This is the box that never ends. We've got tons more in here as well. You're going to get not 1, but 2 of our floral frame cut and embossed folders. Those are included. And then to finish it all off, we're going to give you one of our classic markers. That is the Russet. And then lastly, you are going to get in the Purple Violet another one of our classics. So everything I've just shown you there, all of that content for £50 or $50. If you put all of that into your basket individually, that'll be £200 or $240. That is an insane deal, and one of those deals again tonight where you go, actually, do you know what? Even though I've got a few of those bits and pieces, I'm going to pick that up, I'm going to pay the excellent price, and I'm going to keep the bits and pieces that I need, and I'm going to give the other bits away. I'm going to keep them in a present drawer for later on in the year. Thank me later. We are over 40% of the stock of that one gone. The original version 1 box sold out yesterday as part of our Platinum Day. Grab that one today for £50 or $50. Right, when we come back, we'll do more with the foil press. Let us know if you've got any questions. If you're thinking about buying the foil press tonight, but you need to have a particular question asked, ask it, and we will sort that out for you. And then when we come back, we will also have a look at some of your pictures, because I know lots of you have been sending in pictures of your foil projects. So we'll do all of that in just a few moments' time. Right now, head to the checkouts, and we'll see you in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place.
Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong.
Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry, yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Moseby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami.
I've got some.
Still always fun, isn't it, to watch our experts muck it all up. Thank you for all the lovely comments coming through. We've got some questions as well, which we'll tackle in just a bit. That platinum box, by the way, well over 40% of the stock gone now. And Heather just saying, that is the box that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. That is the box that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Remember that song?
No.
Oh.
thinking now, what's in those boxes, die for them, that are 7x5 or smaller, you can then foil with them.
Yeah.
What about, sorry Ben.
Oh, go on.
What about something else that I'll show you just shortly? Something, you know when you get your stamps, you get an outline die to go with it? For instance, our sentiment stamping dies. I'll show you just shortly how you can foil that outline, stamp in the middle.
Whoa, that does sound clever.
Yeah, it's clever, isn't it?
I know we're coming back to you, and I know you're going to rattle through lots of sort of mini projects, but Sarah's asking, what stuff can you foil? That's a good question.
Really good question.
What can you foil onto?
Card, acetate. Now, the best one is your heat-proof acetate, but you can absolutely use your normal construction acetate. Packaging. I know more and more of our products are coming in cardboard, so we're reducing our plastic, but if you've got any of your old plastic packaging, you can foil onto that. If it's not heat-proof foil, heat-proof acetate, what it will do is it will then start to bend and buckle. But if you secure it with your red liner tape, you can foil with it. You can then foil your mirror card, your shedless glitter card, you can do your Centura Pearl, you can do your adorable scoreable, you can do your linen card, your watercolour card, your black card, you can do your craft card, which is a nuisance because it's very, very fibrous, but you can foil onto that one. Fabrics, leather, you can do your faux leather, you can do your real leather as well. Really, there's organza, grosgrain, now although you'll get that texture to it, satin. The mediums are just absolutely exceptional, the amount that you can actually foil. Balsa wood, anything that's very thin, you can absolutely do, no problem at all.
Yeah. So pretty much most things we'll learn here. Keep the questions coming because that's what we're here for over the course of the next hour or so, to answer those questions for you. And of course, you can still pick up your Foilpress machine. £60 platinum today is a great price, or $100 on the nose if you're shopping in the US. Let's get back to Craig then. So what are you going to show us next?
Right, so let's show something now. Some of you have had quite a lot of issues with in the past, and this is our alphabet dies that give you the floral stamp as well. So what we're going to do is we are just then going to go in and we're just going to then foil these ones. So for something this size, I'm just going to go to 6 seconds, Ben. So we're going to go in and press start. So I've got my gold foil here and I've got some of our watercolour card. Now, our white multi-purpose card. Now again, remember this one is all about a lot of the basic techniques that you'll do at home, like I do. But if you want to see your different materials, then of course you can go on our YouTube. So shiny side facing down, we're going to go in with our cardstock, and then we're going to go back in with our carbon plate. We're going to slide that one out, and then we're just going to go into our Gemini 2. So as I said before, I like to just grip my plate at the start there, and then as it starts to go through, what that's doing, the combination of the pressure and the heat, it's going to push that Foilpress stamp in through the foil and into your card. So what we can then do is lift this one off. I can already see that I've got a beautiful foiled impression. Now, perfect.
Ooh.
Don't worry about that.
Doesn't look perfect.
That's not been missed.
No.
That's not been missed. That is your indentation as to where your stamp's going to go. So what we're going to do, and this is the point that many of you tend to struggle with. I cannot, on a technique like this, recommend the stamping platform with the magnetic base enough. This is absolutely going to be your third arm when it comes to doing this technique. So what we're then going to do is we're then just going to go in and we're going to use our discs. So we're going to keep it in place. And then what I am just going to do is I'm just going to...
Oh, Charlotte! He said his third arm and I was going to...
This hand is my hand, this hand is your hand. No, wait, it's my hand. Oh, yes, it's your hand. Don't know why I'm going to Thomas the Tank Engine here. So, lining it up. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the coordinated stamp here. So let's take our stamp.
Yeah.
And then what we're then going to do is we're just going to have a play and manipulate it into place.
Yeah.
I would always say, look at the packaging as well. That also gives you a guide, the way that the floral starts to cascade down, whichever letter that it is. So I can see, can we just see down in that little section just there? So where it's more of a flat section, that's where it's going to go into that flat section of the bee. So this is where it then starts to then just curl around. So if you're wanting to look at your packaging as a guide, but you're having a look, you're overlaying, you're looking, getting it into position, and then when you're happy, you're then going to use your stamping platform. Now, this is why, for me, when it comes to this stamp and die set, this is going to be your helping hand, because that stays in place and the stamp stays in place, so I know it's exactly where I need it to be. If that was my 4x4 or my 6x6 bin, I could get it in a position, but as soon as I press and move that out the way, I need to visually have to line up myself, whereas it's already done using my platform. So let's go in with our actual ink. So I'm going to use our alcohol proof being our Noir Black. Ink it up like we would usually do. Go in, let it set, and then we're going to press. So we're going to press that into place. We're going to move, bang, look at that.
Looks amazing.
Absolutely spot on the money. And then all that you then need to do is come along with any of your pens and then just start to colour in. Remember as well, you can foil onto your watercolour card, so you could then come along, stamp with your waterproof ink pad pen, and then do your watercolouring if you want to. So don't just think that you can only do alcohol colouring when it comes to these. You can absolutely go along and do your water-based colouring. Go in, blend as normal, shade as normal, but that is my best advice when it comes to doing, of course, your stamping with the floral that you can see here. So we can see the flower is just poking round the corner. We can see it's cascading all the way around and then it's coming round. And that's what you're going to follow when it comes to each of the letters.
So could you, I know you mentioned different things you could fall onto earlier, so I'm just thinking, well, I love that for a start, but you know, like for like napkins at the dinner table, could you fall onto like inexpensive, like, you know, like tissue napkins and stuff like that?
Yeah,
for Christmas,
anything
maybe?
like that. As long as it fits through your Foilpress platform, Ben, absolutely. Yeah. You can do that. Any of these materials, if you're then wanting to make them elongated, you can do. Any of your additional nesting dies, do all your additional fussy cutting that you can see here, and then even more.
Incredible.
I don't think this is the one I done. No, it wasn't. Your box frames. Now imagine being in a little boutique home decor store. How much would you pay for something like that?
Is that the one you've taken off your wall at home, or have you got a different one?
No, so that, I know the one you're thinking of. No, I didn't use the Foilpress alphabets. It was our alphabet dies that had the little butterflies in them.
Oh, yes.
And I'd done that as just home. Yeah, that's one. But yeah, you could do anything like that. But secure it. If you've not got your magnetic one, you absolutely can do it with your 4x4 or the 6x6. It just means that you have to then just guide it in midair as to where you're going to press your stamp. So your large one, or let's face it, even if you've not got ours, Ben, a stamping platform that's going to be held in place with a magnetic disc, you're going to be able to use it. And that's how you're going to do your foiling and the stamping with them.
Check the website for the stamping platform. What did I say to you yesterday as well? We had that great deal on the stamping platform for Platinum Day. What did I say about all of our experts hammering on about how great that bit of kit is? I didn't even tell him to say that, and Craig is just like wax lyrical about how great that stamping platform is. All of our guys will tell you. All of our guys will tell you. So if you haven't yet picked it up, then please do. It's on the website. Foilpress still available for you as well. We've got all the different letters for you here, not just the letter B. You can find those on the web, as I say, all as individuals available for you too. I know you've got lots to kind of show over there too. I've got some questions coming through which we could kind of...
Do you want to do questions first?
We could do if you like. So, let's ask this one. He says, tablet crashes. Question, bit of a silly question, but this is from All Things Wonderful. But are you able to tape the stamp to your foil and cardstock to place it correctly onto the card? Sorry for being so stupid.
First of all, there's no such thing as a silly question, and you're not being stupid whatsoever. If you are unsure, then it's a question. Can you read it out, though, again? Tape your...
A bit of a silly question. Are you able to tape the stamp to your foil and cardstock to place it correctly onto the cardstock?
So yeah, this is when I get confused. So when you say, do you know what it is? Because I've just used an actual stamp there. I'm thinking of a stamp.
Yes.
Foilpress stamp. So can you tape it to your card so it stays in place? So I'm trying to think of a technique. So if you want to move it into place, so the difficulty that you'll have with that is, let's just go back in with that one, although it's not a full alphabet. But let's just say you were wanting to line them up. So I get where you're coming from with that one. Have we got another one that's...
Oh, I see what you mean. I think this is similar to what Kim is saying as well. So she's saying she has trouble getting the foil stamps lined up straight. She says as soon as you take it across to the Gemini, it moves and it ends up wonky. So is it a case of like, if you're trying to get them all lined up on like a particular project? I think that's the question. It's similar sort of question, isn't it?
So not the trouble, the thing you need to watch for, and I know where you're going for this, is because you flip the foil press stamp on itself. So essentially, you're going to have your foil press heat mat, then you're going to have that layer of adhesive tape, then you're going to have your die. So for example, what I'm gauging by that, so let's just say I've just taken B and O, what we've got there, because these were the two that were open. So essentially, what you are saying then is, can you tape them down? So if you were to tape them down, like so, let's just say that one, and then that one. Let's just secure it at the bottom as well. So if we were to do it this way, the only thing you need to be wary of or concerned of course, we now need to flip that on itself. So now we're going to have that full layer of your tape. So again, if I turn that around, we've got all the tape holding it in, and then you're going to then flip that one over.
Right.
Now, it's not going to be on long enough for it to do any damage. So, you know, it's not going to become flammable or anything like that. You just need to watch that it doesn't start to curl and buckle up onto your cardstock. What you can do is, well, even then, yeah, you're flipping it on the other way around. What you can do is do it that way. The only other way that I would say, do you know what? Right.
Okay.
Pennies dropped here. It's going to be very difficult to do that, because how are you going to get your layer of foil on?
Yeah, that's it.
So, how are you going to get the layer of foil? Because you need to stick it down to your card, you need to go and tape it under, but of course, how do you get your foil on?
Yeah.
So that is the difficulty that you're going to have. So I'm going to say no, in the fact of, you've got nowhere to stick your foil. It's not going to do it damage.
But, yeah.
So the only thing that you're going to do, and incidentally, if you're doing a word, remember, do it back to front, because of course, you're foiling on the flip
But
side.
if you did a word, sorry, I'm thinking that, could you foil the first letter and then put it back in again and line up the second letter, or would that not work? So once you've foiled
that
once...
would work. I think pure and simple, isn't it? It's just about getting it from this to the Gemini without moving.
Yeah.
Like I say, so you're going to heat that up, foil on, pop that on. I can't say I ever have a lot of issue with that, because this is holding it down.
Holds it in place anyway, yeah.
So the only thing that I can suggest is just make sure that you're holding it as you're running it through.
Yeah.
So up until you get to your platform, now I know I've got no foil, but I'm going to run it through. It's not going to do any damage. Just hold it as it's going through to stop it from moving. That's the only thing. So eventually we got there and the penny dropped. So although going in with your tape, it's not going to do it any damage, the only thing it's blocking you from doing is putting in that layer of foil.
Wow. You guys are so childish as well in the comments. Lillian, Craig's got B.O. B.O. lol, says Lynn Harvey.
And I was thinking of boo.
Oh.
But without an extra ooh.
And just generally as well, a few questions which are all about not foiling enough, if I can wrap this up into one. If you are foiling or trying to foil and you find that your foil is missing bits and pieces, is that again down to the fact that you haven't put enough time on it?
Yes.
Right.
Nothing to do with the heat, because remember, the heat stays exactly the same. So whether you're foiling something diddy like that or a great big foil press stamp, it's purely down to the time. So if you've got foil that's missed, what you then need to do is just increase it by just a couple of seconds. and then hopefully that'll rectify it. If you're still missing some, just another few seconds at a time. If you've then got foil where you don't want it, two things. Make sure that your foil isn't overly large, so make sure it's round about the size of your foil press stamp or die. If you are missing any bits, then what did I say? Did I cover missing bits? Overfoiling, that's what I was thinking. If you're still getting some of your overfoiling, so foiling where you don't want it, reduce it a few times because you've got excess foil because it's on too long. So this is where you're in complete control. Temperature stays the same, but overfoiling, reduce it a few seconds. Underfoiling, you just increase it for a few seconds. A little bit of that trial and error. Leave yourself notes. I always show this each time. Now, I never use this pen because I know it off the back of my hand, but from when I first started, this is my book of all my notes. So card, paper, vellum, acetate, and the seconds that I managed to, for my machine, work it down. Like I say, I never look at these now, dread to even look at the handwriting, but that's what I do. It's there and I keep it with my foil press stuff. I never need to go back to it, but it's there if I need to. Always leave yourself little notes when it comes to a little book or something like that. You can always go back to.
Excellent stuff. Right. Keep those questions coming in. Let us know your foil press testimonials as well if you've got one and you love it, and we will see some of your pictures a little bit later on for you as well. Just a few little extras that you might want to pop into your baskets. We have got the Normandy now, so this one slightly different to the foil press stamps that we've got.
Oh, sorry, I'm just sorry. I didn't think we had any of the dark grey foil and cut ones on the show, and we do. We've got one.
We can maybe show one of these in a bit, right? So these ones are different to these ones, as you can see the different colours. So these ones are just stamps. These ones are not only going to foil for you, but they're also going to cut too, so you can tell the difference because they're slightly darker colour. This one is your Normandy frame. Great price on this again today as well. These are normally £25 or $30. £5.99 today, or $7.19. Do yourself a favour, take that 70% saving and get it into your basket because these are brilliant and you're saving an absolute truckload tonight. You've also got in the foil stamp and cut dies, the Moulin. And again, slightly different frame, this one.
Sister, so sister,
sister, hey, sister, oh, sister.
Do you know what I think of when I hear that song? What? Do you know what I think of when I hear that song?
What?
Beethoven. You know, with the dog?
Yeah.
And the kids. And the kids go to the old nanny, and she's there at the piano.
Oh,
hey, sister,
yes.
goes.
The kids running around the pool.
In the pool, yeah. That's what I think. Not Moulin Rouge or anything like that. Beethoven.
I love that movie.
It's great, that movie. Well, the first two are.
Yeah, and then it goes
like
a bit.
Home Alone. It's like Beethoven 46 or something.
Yeah,
now.
Beethoven's fifth. Too many. Yeah. So anyway, Moulin. Hey, sister. That is also $5.99 or $7.19. And again, this will foil and also this will cut for you. And then last, but by no means least, we've got Bretagne, which is another one of those beautiful frames. And that's the thing tonight, right? If you are a Platinum member, you can buy all three of those. I know they're individual items, but you can buy all three of those for less than the price of what one would normally cost. $5.99 or $7.19. If you want to get the Bretagne, we literally have a handful of these, but 20 left. So that's the one that you need to get into your basket. What a steal tonight. If you've bought the foil press this evening, you do obviously get some of the stamps in there. Add these into your basket as well and you'll thank me later. What a steal on all of those. $5.99 or $7.19. And as I've said, we've got other deals on the website as far as foil stamps are concerned. Best thing to do is hit the Shop This Day button and see all of those deals there. That Platinum box is flying as well. Almost half of the stock of that is gone. But lots of people loving the foil press show this evening. Let's get into another demo potentially, and then we'll fire some more questions at Craig as well, because there's a few more coming in. So, what next, Craig?
Right, so let's use the Normandy. Seeing as we now have those ones, or I didn't realise that we had those ones. So this is, as Ben says, it's darker grey. So what it does is it foils, but it'll also cut as well. So change your plate configuration. So what you will need is you will need the metal shim that you get included with your Gemini, with your foil press, Gemini foil press. What you will also need as well is your metal shim from your Gemini Junior, or you can use your A4 metal shim, but you need that one included as well. So what we're going to do is, again, I already know off the top of my head the time and the temperature, but even your foil and cut. So the one I'm using now, the dark grey ones, you've got the little matrix guide. Once again, this is just a smidge of the amount of materials that it foils. It foils so many more. So for this one, I'm going in cardstock 45 seconds. So I'm just going to quickly reset, and then we can go straight up to 45 seconds. So we're going to go all the way up. This is also then going to give me a way to, or time to explain why I put the carbon plate on, because not everyone on the team does that. So I'm going to go onto my platform that we can see here, and then all that I'm going to do is put my carbon plate on the top and press start. So I've just gone start at the top.
Yep.
That's now doing the countdown. Now, if you've watched Sarah or Leanne in the past, I'm not too sure if Debbie done this or not, but within the book, it doesn't say to put the carbon plate on the top. Essentially, the guide, and Sarah and Leanne, they'll talk you through about heating it up like that. I like to put my carbon plate on the top. The way that I think about it, Ben, is the heat is rising. It's rising through the foil press stamp against the carbon plate and bouncing back. And it's keeping that heat going all the way throughout. So it's not necessarily a right or a wrong way, it's just that's my way, it's a confidence way. I know that I'm going to get that right heat, it's not going to be evaporating, it's staying within the foil press stamp. So then that is then cut. Now what you need to do is you don't listen to what Craig's just said, because Craig's just uttered a load of rubbish there. So we're going to take that off just for a second, and we're going to do that again.
Okay.
Because we need our metal shim from our foil press. So we've got our metal shim from our foil press. So what we're going to do, let's do that again, 45 seconds. So ignore what I've just said there a moment ago, kind of. 45 seconds. So we're going to put our metal shim that we get included from the foil press.
Yep.
We're then going to go back in. Now, that's been off the heat for a good 10, 12 seconds, so we need to reheat it again. So onto our metal shim, and then we're going to do the carbon plate, and we're going to heat that up by pressing start the way we did. I've already explained that explanation. Do you want to explain the joke that you done with me in a previous live when I was talking about how they don't get overly hot?
I just want to reenact it.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I want to reenact it. I'm coming over.
Okay.
So Craig and I were working at another place, and was it the first show we ever did together?
It was.
And we were demonstrating. So I'd only met Craig, like, you know, briefly before the show, and we sort of got on quite well. And you know me, I'm a bit of a joker, aren't I? Bit of a joker.
Just a bit.
And I thought this guy would like a joke. He'd like a bit of fun. So we can reenact reenact what happened.
So once you've heated this up, now you've got your heat-proof mat, of course, for you to then pop it onto. You've got your tweezers and that. You've got the finger grips as well. Now, as you can see, I can pick it up easily. Now, it doesn't get too hot. Now, Ben, have a hold of that.
I just have a bit of a...
Live on TV, he done that to me. Live on TV.
First show we ever did together, and he's still my friend after all these years.
All these years.
It isn't hot. I mean, it's hot, but it's not hot.
It's not. If you're heat sensitive, then you might want to use some of these grips and that. Because it's been off the heat, we're going to do that now for a third time. Yeah. So that was... it's up to you, because we're going to have to do the countdown again, because it's been off the heat. So each time it's been off the heat, you do need to then come along and reheat it, of course, because we've lost it. But yeah, that was my introduction to yourself. That's when I thought, we're going to get on good.
Yeah.
We're going to get on well. Little did we know that we'd end up be working together.
Because it wasn't, I'm trying to think, it was only a few months after that then, wasn't it? Because you were one of the last people that I ever worked with at the other place.
First and last.
And now we're here together all the time.
I know.
Mucking about still to this very day.
To this very day, apart from when we're on QVC.
Apart from when we're on QVC, and we're very professional.
Yeah, we done well.
We did well.
Couple of moments.
Yeah.
That maybe something would have made us laugh.
When you were going to look at me and I couldn't look at you.
The bungee fishnets.
Oh, bungee fishnets.
From the Totally Tiffany. Yeah.
I'm ready!
There you go. So now that it's down the counter, you're not going to have to do this 3 times, you're just only going to do it the once. But of course, if you do take it off for any length of time, you will need to reheat it. So what we're then going to do, our foil, so shiny side down, we're going to be using the silver. I'm then going to go in with our white multi-purpose. This is when we will need our metal shim from our Gemini Junior, or of course you can use your A4 metal shim if you want.
Yeah.
We're then going to slide that out. Now the reason that we need that metal shim is because we are cutting into metal, well, through cardstock, but we're needing to cut into the metal. So that's going to go through. So that's going to do all of that foiling, but then what it's doing is it's going to cut that aperture and also the outer edge. So let's take these ones off. So I'm going to take that off. We can see that that's cut. So we're just going to take that out. We're just going to take that out. Going to remove that. And then what we can then do, peel that off.
Yes.
Look at that.
Incredible.
How cool is that? So that is now a frame that's foil and cut. But then you might be saying, but that is left over. That's waste. I don't want to bin that. You don't need to bin that. So now this is a technique that's not in the book. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of that off. Now for this one, this technique, this is the waste technique. So I'm going to go, let's do reset, 1 minute 10. So for this one, what we're going to do, Ben, is we've got our waste. I've got my black card, so I'm going to foil into my black card. What we need for this technique is 2 shims.
Yeah.
So I'm just using our white multi-purpose cardstock. So essentially, that's 600 GSM. You don't have to use your good cardstock. It could be inexpensive cardstock, as long as it's around about 300 GSM, because this is all about bulking and pressure. And then the other thing for this technique that you will need is your magnetic shim. Just to say, however, my metal shim for my dark grey, and my magnetic shim for this technique here, I do have one set just with my foil press. You don't have to do that. You can chop and change. You can use this on the foil press, then use it to die cut, back to foil press. You don't have to have one set for each. It's just handy. If you go for that one, it just means that you're not having to root around your foil press. It's up to you, but you don't have to have 2 sets. So I've got my magnetic shim. So let's come in here. And this is going to go for any of the waste pieces that you've got.
Yeah.
So it's still shiny side down. So we're just going to lay that onto our platform, shiny side down. I've got my cardstock that I'm wanting to foil onto. I've then got my 2 shims, and then I've got my magnetic shim. We're going to put our carbon plate on, and we're going to do the countdown. This is the only technique, Ben, where you layer all this together, then do the countdown. Everything else, you'll have seen me heat the foil press stamp, then layer straight through the Gemini. This is the only technique where you layer it all together.
And you've got quite a lot of time on there as well.
Absolutely, yes. Any questions?
There are questions. I know we've all touched on this, but it's fine because I know people join in at different times. Vicky's asking, so the extender plate.
Yes.
That's for the Gemini.
Yes.
If she's got the 2, what does she need to use the foil press?
Say that again?
So if you've got the Gemini 2, what else does she need to use the foil press with the 2?
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing whatsoever. You don't need anything. Everything that you need is going to work for the Junior and the Gemini 2 as well. You don't need anything extra. That extender plate is only for your white A4 Gemini.
And also, just had a few questions. One question, Kim likes the look of these, but she's asking how big the apertures are. I would say the Normandy and the Britannia. Well, you can measure one. Which one did you use? The Normandy you had?
I did, yeah.
How big's the aperture on that one? Because it's a similar size to the Britannia.
2 by 2.5.
Okay.
2 inch by 2.5 aperture.
Okay. And the Moulin is probably about 3 by 3. It's slightly bigger, I would say. So the Normandy and the Britannia is similar size. The Moulin is a little bit bigger. Hopefully,
I would say so, yeah.
That helps. Right, you've beeped.
So we've beeped. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to slide that one out, and then we're going to run that through. You will need to probably grip this because you've got a lot of pressure there. You've got a lot of bulk there. But we'll let that do its thing. So between the heat and the pressure, it's really starting to transfer that foil.
Then repeat that, or you'll show us because you'll take it off here. Testers, can you repeat the waist sandwich?
Of course I can, absolutely. So it's going to be, you're going to have your piece of waste foil underneath. So you're going to have your waste foil, you're going to have your cardstock, you're then going to do your 2 shims, you're going to do your magnetic shim from your Gemini, and then you're going to do your carbon plate.
And just to say as well, a few people are again saying, what's the carbon plate? That's the top plate that you get in the box. You get that included. It's your top plate.
Yeah. So you'll tend to find that I'll tend to call it a carbon plate because that's kind of the material that's in it, but that is your top plate. So let's move all these, and then you've got a slight look as to how it's going to be. However, that's not it. Let's take, have I got a pokey tool and nope,
I thought you were singing happy birthday then. Have I got a pokey tool?
I'll just use my fingers here. So let's take that one off. Look at that.
Yes. And look, everything gone off the carrier sheet.
Everything's gone off the carrier sheet. Now you're going to do that 1 minute 10, irrelevant, Ben, if it's a small piece of waste or a large piece of waste, 1 minute 10 all the time. So there is the positive, essentially, and then there is your negative.
And you can do that every time, so you never need to waste any foil, do you?
Every single time. Every single time you can do what I've just done there.
So good is that. Thank you so much for all the questions. Hopefully, as we're sort of chatting generally and Craig is showing you more ways to use the machine, we're covering off lots of the questions as we go. You can buy the replacement, if you need more plates and things like that, you can buy the extras on the website. Is that top plate available as well as an extra? Would you ever need to replace that one, the carbon plate as you call it?
So, do you know something? It's a good question from yourself, Ben. I don't know if we do it separately. I've never, in all the years,
needed a new one
when it comes to my Foilpress top plate, so or my carbon one, as I say. So the one that you get with it. So I am fortunate. I've got my Foilpress at home, and I've got my one that stays in the boot of the car for when I'm here at Hobby Maker. So the one I use at home and the one in the car are the exact same ones that I've used since day one, and I've never had to replace them.
You can obviously get more of the your foiling platform individually. Because that over time you would need to replace that. But like Craig said, as long as you are pulling that out sensibly and not bending the connectors, you'll get longevity out of that as well. Gorgeous, says Karen F. I'd forgotten that I have a few of the foil stamp and cut dies. I'll have to get these out now and try using them. Thank you for the inspo, Craig. And Wendy says, I've just ordered both of the frames for the Foilpress. Nice one. You've made an absolute huge saving there. And you said you two were both very professional today. I did miss the joking on though, lol. I don't think QVC Extra is quite ready for, the jokey Ben and Craig. Maybe a little...
Although we both said that we quite liked that aspect as well, didn't we? We felt like grown-ups, kind of, having to be professional.
It's like a different style of presenting. It's like we're at home with you guys here. It's like we're at home with our comfy slippers on, aren't we, and our dressing gown, and we're there with you. We're all kind of chilled out and relaxed. QVC, we're a little bit more, aren't we? A little bit more.
QVC, isn't it? It's the biggest shopping channel in the world.
Yeah.
Can I just quickly, Ben, show you one other thing while we're here with the Normandy dies? Let's just say you're not quite there to go for a foil press. Maybe you've got no intention to get the foil press, but you like the look of these and you want to use these in a different way. I've got black card here. Let's bring in our plates, Ben. So I've got my base cutting plate, I've got my embossing mat, and then I've got my card, and then I'm going to go face on. So face on, frosted shim, and then my top plate, essentially as if we are embossing our die. Now you can do this with any of your foil press stamps that you've got. So that's going to go through. So what that's then going to do is that's then going to emboss all that detail all the way around. So if we take this one out here, so we're just going to carefully prise that out, prise that one out. So let's take that excess bit off, take that off. So we can now come along with our Gildan wax and then go over the top.
Ooh, okay.
So it's not going anywhere near a foil press. We're now just using it as a normal cutting and embossing die.
That's incredible.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And you can do that with all of your foil press stamps as well. So even if you've got these or you're going for these to work with the foil press, you've now got a double whammy because you use them just in a normal way, and with your foil and gilding waxes, you're going to be able to use them in that way too.
And again, just a bit of confusion, I think. Lynn's saying, so you also need the metal shim from your junior for these dies. You get the metal shim, there's a metal shim in the box, isn't there, which is different?
So for your grey ones, so the ones that we've just used there, what did I do with it? I had it, here we go. So with your grey ones, you will need the metal shim that comes with your foil press.
Yeah.
And you will need your metal shim that comes with your junior.
Oh, so you are, okay, fine.
For the grey ones.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, Ben, you're going to have one because you need a Gemini to use the foil press.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
So you're going to have one either way. Irrelevant whether it is your A5 one. Remember, if you're using the G2, say you don't have the A5 one, still stick your A4 one in. It's still going to work exactly the same. So yes, you need your metal shim from your Gemini, but you're going to have one anyway because you need a Gemini for the foil press to work.
Tess says, oh wow, it works. Don't sound so surprised. He knows what he's doing over there. I know sometimes it looks like he doesn't, but he does. He's ignoring me. Barbara says...
I heard you. I heard you.
You guys are like family, says Barbara. Well, you guys are like family to us. That's why, as I say, you get the real deal here, us on our comfy slobs. And Mary Pat 1000 says, love it. Oh, yeah, literally in his comfy slobs over there.
Ben, don't call me out.
Oh, sorry. I thought you went... He's got his pyjamas on, pretty much. Are you wearing slippers as well?
No, I've got my trainers, thank you.
He's got slippers on.
I do not have slippers on.
Yeah.
I may have my comfies on.
Yeah. He's got his comfies on. He's got his comfies. I'm still as professional looking as I was earlier on. Although I didn't go with the waistcoats down on QVC Extra. I just sort of went...
wouldn't know, would you?
Huh?
You wouldn't know. You would think I'm in dress trousers.
Yeah, well,
you can show me
potentially.
Charlotte if you want to.
Potentially.
You would think that I'm in dress trousers, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You're very smart, mate. You're rocking it tonight. You're very, very smart.
He's got his
pyjamas on. He's got pyjamas. Now, the foil stamp dies, we've got the Britannia. So these, again, are going to create for you beautiful foiled corners, beautiful foiled borders for you as well. And again, the price on these, well, laughable, really. £3.59 or $3.83. I say, what? That's a massive saving, £10.50 or $11.20. This is a great night for all foil press users to stock up on these. If you're picking up the foil press itself tonight, I mean, ridiculous. Appreciate the savings that you're making. If I just flip that around as well, you can just sort of see the designs a little bit better that you're going to be creating with the Britannia. And you've also got the Moulin, which is, again, one of your foil stamp dies. So this one again is £3.59 or $4.55. Once again, corner, and then that beautiful border included as well. If I flip that around for you, you can see once again the detail that you're going to be getting with your foiling. Right, now, next deal, very quickly before we move on. The traditional type set that we've got for you here, this has been very popular. If you want the whole alphabet, basically, and all of your letters, then this is the one to go for.
It's the one that you want. Shut up. You're winding me up.
I didn't say anything.
I didn't know the price.
Neither did I.
Stone the flaming crows.
£10.79, but you thought I wasn't going to say anything then. £10.79 or $11.98. This is a 70% saving. I've got to tell you, I have never seen these at this price. And if you're wondering why is he, look, I'll show you. You're going to get here, you can probably see this fine, can't you? All of your letters of the alphabet in block capitals, all right? Then on top of that, we go from your block capitals into your lowercase. Start going, You're also going to get the ampersand included as well. Start going, And then you're also going to get all of your numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you are wanting personalisation when it comes to your foiling, You've got it all there.
Yeah.
I didn't even realise we still have the traditional type in stock. Unbelievable. And I know, obviously, the bigger stamp and dies that we've got, we haven't got all of those as far as the alphabet is concerned, but here we have uppercase, lowercase, ampersand numbers. That is the deal of the night. £10.79 or $11.98. Anyone who's serious about foiling, you absolutely need this. And again, think about this. Think about this. If you are somebody who makes to sell again, you've got the opportunity then to be able to, make a particular project and go, oh, would you like me to personalise this for whoever it might be? Because you've got all the alphabet there, you've got all of the numbers for anniversaries, for birthdays, for whoever it might be, everything that you need in that set. I urge you to pick that up tonight because that is the lowest ever price I've seen that for that collection. $10.79, $11.98. Do go quickly though. Now, a few other items that you might want to pick up, which we've got on the web for you, which we can show you the pictures of, just to make sure if you are a little bit heat sensitive, these are actually brilliant to have your silicone finger grip, so you can use these to kind of transport all of your bits and pieces around, all of your dies, without having to worry about burning things. You won't, because they don't get hot really, but if you are a little bit sensitive to heat, it's always useful to get these. You will get a set of these within your foil press tonight if you are picking that up, but it's always good to have those extras there if you've lost yours. $5.75 or $7.19 is the price there, and likewise you can get more of the cooling mats available to £7.19 or $7.19 for the silicone cooling mat. All of these you can get, as I say, as individuals. We've got the metal shim, the foil press metal shim. If you need to grab another one of those, that's available individually. I think pretty much all of these are coming to you with a 10% saving, and that metal shim, $5.75 or $7.19. Wow, says Diane, what a super deal. I mean, I can hardly speak. What a steal, says Mary Pat. And hello to Catherine McCarroll, who joins us from Roswell, New Mexico.
We were just
says,
talking about that the other day.
Well, you were talking about Catherine?
No, Roswell.
Oh, yeah.
The UFO stuff.
UFOs and that, isn't it? Yeah.
Me, you and Charlotte were having a deep conversation about that. It's all kicking off online, isn't it?
Apparently so, yeah. Apparently so. And hi to Lillian, who says, what about Sarah and her glitzy platinum dress and white pumped... Oh.
Is that the ones that she wore to the NTAs?
Yes. Did you weren't supposed to see that? How did you know that, Lillian? You weren't supposed to see that. Ah, that'll be why, the video we did afterwards.
What was that?
Well, because Sarah wore her like glitzy dress because I was obviously in my smart suit, but then she didn't have any smart shoes to go with it, so she sort of said like, "Oh, make sure you don't show me shoes during the show." But then of course we were on social after, weren't we? So we blew her cover.
That darn social.
Socials, what are they
You're on
like?
social, aren't you?
Huh?
You're on, aren't you?
I'm what?
You're on social, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Occasionally.
I don't like the thing.
No, you never see him on there.
Never on it. You'll never see me on it.
Can't bear social, that guy.
Oh.
You don't even know what it is, yeah?
Sorry?
You don't even know what it is.
I haven't even got a clue. Do you
No
know
clue.
what my Craig Laird CC handle name is for any of the social platforms?
No idea. Yeah. The only handles he's got on his bathroom door. You don't know what it,
I don't even have handles on my side.
No idea.
None.
Lillian Kwok says, I see everything. All-seeing eye. And Grace says, lol, how funny. Yeah, I've only just realised that. Well, there we go. That's her cover blown. Right, glad you guys spotted it and we didn't tell you because we would have gotten in a lot of trouble. Let us go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll show you more. If there's anything that you want to see in the final 25 minutes or so, do let us know. We'll get the vote going for the demo of the day and we'll look at your pictures too. All that coming up in the final 25 minutes of Fun for Your Friday. We'll see you in about 4.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze. If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
Our craft experts come from all over the UK to HQ up in the northeast, and here they are telling you a little bit about where they're from and what it's famous for.
I'm originally from London, so Stoke Newington I was born and bred, and loved London. I mean, I love London now. Something really magical about being in the capital. Grew up in Norfolk, loved it. The countryside, the scenery, it was very green and just beautiful and picturesque. I now live in Bedford, which is brilliant for work and life, because I feel like Bedford is sort of central to all these places around us, so I get to see so many different places. It's just great to be there.
So I live in Barnsley. It's a town in South Yorkshire, and South Yorkshire's a gorgeous place. Barnsley in particular I love. It gets a lot of flack, but it's a really beautiful, picturesque place to live, especially because there's lots of green places around there, lots of lovely parks and things like that, but it is a gorgeous place to live. Elthicke, neighbouring village to us, which is just full of history, and I love going there ever such a lot. Famous, what's it famous for? Oh, the most famous thing I can think of is a film called Kes. A local author called Barry Hines, who lived in Oiland Common, made a very famous film called Kes that is well known from where I am, and actually filmed literally around the corner from where I live.
Welcome back, everybody. Can I just say, since we showed you the traditional type, oh, whoa, half the stock's gone. Half the stock of the traditional type is gone. 63 dies, all of your alphabet, uppercase, lowercase numbers, and your ampersand flying out the door. £10.79 or $11.98 for a £45 $50 bundle. No wonder that's disappearing. I have two sets of the letters, says Christine Garbowski. Always nice to have double of letters, and at this price, I'd get two. That is a great point.
Good point.
So if you've got somebody who's got the same letter twice in their name, then you don't have to do a bit of jiggery-pokery. Yeah. And like you said, at this price, you can get, well, here at the platinum price, instead, you can get 4 lots pretty much for the price of what you'd normally pay once. Why not? Mm-hmm. Why not? Michael says, Foilpress plus Rose Gold Junior, what a combination.
Nice.
The Rose Gold Junior was in that secret sale yesterday as well.
You are joking me.
No, I'm not joking you. I'm not joking you.
Couldn't decide on what was the way to say that.
I'm glad you didn't say the thing you were going to say. You were shaping up to say something else. Michelle says, just placed my order for those letters and numbers. Who else picked up the letters and numbers? Who else has bought a foil press tonight? What have you shopped for? Let me know in the last 20 minutes what you've bought, please. And Lynn Harvey says, I still haven't had Ben or Craig deliver my orders yet. Yeah, we only do it now and again because we're quite busy here. So that video, you know, it's just once in a blue moon, really, we go out and drive the delivery van as well. Maybe one day we'll be on your doorstep. Maybe there'll be a knock. Ring, ding, ding, parcels through your door. Right, we're going to get over to Craig. We've got the vote for the demo of the day coming up. We're also going to take a look at some items which are flying, but you are going to be using the Baroque board.
In a minute.
Did I say in a minute?
In a minute.
First up, fancy sentiments.
Fancy sentiments. So these ones we're going to use. So this is to show you how you can use any of your stamping die. So anything with an outer die, outline die. So let's go in with the friend here that we're going to use. And I'm going to go in with the foil first. Now, because this die is a really, really tiny die, it's only going to need about 2 seconds. And that is it. Believe it or not, that's all that you're going to need. So I'm going to go and move that up just so that you can see. And barely would have time to put my carbon plate over the top, but let's do it anyway. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to press start. So then that's going to heat up just to the outer edges.
Ready.
And then we're going to go, that's Leanne, we still say that we need to get Leanne to record that.
Definitely.
Foil on, and then we're going to come along. He says, what have I done with my card? It's disappeared. Let's go in with our cardstock, and then we're then going to go in, put our carbon plate, and we're going to slide that one out.
Okay.
So we're just going to then feed that one up, and we're going to run that through. Note that I kind of cut my foil to a very rough shape of the foil press die.
Yeah.
We're then going to take this one out, remove that one out the way, and then what we can do is then peel that off. So what I'm then going to do, this is where sometimes, this is what I would class, Ben, as over foiling. However, don't always initially straight away think of it as over foiling. Sometimes you can get residual material, or residual foil.
Do you need an eraser?
I'm looking for an eraser.
I've got a really bad one on the end of this pencil here. Is that going to do or not really?
That should do, even if it just takes off a little bit, just so you can see. So I'm just going to go in and then just make sure that's coming off, which fair bit is coming off just into there. And I'm now right at the end of my eraser, so I can't take any more off. So that gives you the idea. So don't always think, that works as well with fabric. Sometimes when you foil fabric, you get excess foil, but that's just to show that you can take some of that excess off. So what I'm then going to do is let's take that off. Let's go in with our stamping platform.
Yeah.
Because for this one, again, Ben, the stamping platform is going to be your best friend for this. Because what you're wanting to do is come along, and we've enabled it to our platform. We're then going to go in, and then through the stamp, I can see the foil outline, because I've used a blue one. So I can see the foil outline all the way around. And then what we can do is come in, press, so card is in place, stamp is in place, and then what I'm going to do is let's come in with another blue. Let's go in with ocean blue. I'm using the quick dry, so we're going to ink up. Now, okay, this is just a sentiment, but think of your background stamping dies. Think of your additional sentiment stamping dies. Think of your character stamping dies. All of these that you're going to be able to foil the outline, and then you've got your stamp within the middle.
Boom shakallah, as Sarah would say.
So we're now elevating
your
stamp and your dies.
Yeah.
So that is now that technique.
Yeah.
But then what you can do, what about now, I've shown you how you can foil with your normal dies. Let's say you've got a die cut piece. Now, we've got a die cut, so this is from our Baroque. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to foil the die cut piece. Now, the configuration for this one, Ben, it's as if we are doing the waist technique.
Okay.
So I'll step you through this, because this is all about the pressure. So again, reset, 1 minute 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in with our foil, shiny side down. Then we're going to go, so this is the right side of my die cut, because you've got that smooth round edge. So we're going to tip that in on itself. I'm then going to come along with my 2 shims here. That's going to go over the top here. We're then going to go back in with our magnetic shim, and then we're going to go in with our carbon plate. We're then going to press start. So I say this is the same configuration as the waist technique. So you're going to do this with the waist technique and foiling any of your die cuts.
I love foiling, says Cindy Condy. Eleanor Schwing Jones says, I love watching Craig when he does the foil press. He's the master. And I tell you what, Craig is the foil press king. Foilpress queen, my new queen of the Foilpress is watching this evening as well.
Debbie.
Debbie Robinson. Hello, lovely Debbie. It was so lovely to see you the other day. Thank you for the hugs and everything. It was really, really lovely of you. You say, evening, boys.
Evening.
She says, I bought it. She says, I didn't even know we had the alphabet for the Foilpress, and wowzer, on that price, couldn't resist. So even Debbie Robinson's jumping in and buying that type press set. That is the steal of the night, isn't it?
It is.
For a tenner.
Probably steal of the week for me. I know we had Platinum event, but that's the steal of the week for me.
Yeah, so if it's good enough for our Debbie, it's good enough for you. Grab it, honestly. I'm hearing well over half the stock of that has gone. It's flown out since we've just picked up on that deal. And Tammy says, I've taken the first step tonight and took my Foilpress out of the box.
Excellent.
Now use it. Come on, have a go tonight. Get foiling, have a play with it. Hopefully Craig's given you enough inspiration and enough ideas. I'm ready.
Worst case scenario, Ben, it's a bit of cardstock.
Yeah.
It's a bit of cardstock. And the reason with all these techniques tonight, now remember, sliding that one out and we're running it through. Because we've got that bulk, I'm just holding it to grip to run through. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just a piece of cardstock. Now, okay, you've maybe got foiling on it that maybe you didn't want it to. It'll still go in the recycling bin. So you're still going to be able to recycle, of course. And there's a reason why all these techniques that tonight I've stuck with white cardstock or matte cardstock. That's because that's what I predominantly use my Foilpress with on, if not a daily basis, you know, every couple of days. Very rarely do I do fabrics or vellums, etc., but you're going to be able to go back on YouTube and watch all the past shows that I've done and the ones that Debbie's done as well with yourself, Ben. So now what we've got, at first that looks like a bit of a mess, but then all that we're just going to do is manipulate it. I'm going to peel that top layer off. Now, look at that. That, again, Ben, is the waste. That's the waste. Trim that.
Yeah.
And then you can be using that.
Of course.
But here we go. This is what we're looking at. So this was a normal die cut, normal background. Ben, that would even work for, and I'm keeping you in suspense here, that would even work for something as big as that. Any die cut piece, as long as it fits on the platform, you're going to be able to do what I'm doing here. Look at that.
That is incredible. That is the demo of the show.
Baroque. So a Baroque die cut, any die cut, using the foil that you've got. So you might not have fuchsia foil. You might not have any blue foil left or green foil. Use your own Foilpress foil and then foil your die cuts. So that could be your die cut borders, your edgeables, your sentiment. Halloween creator card coming very, very soon.
Pardon?
Nothing. Anything like that, you're going to be able to foil when it comes to your die cuts.
Wowzers, trousers. That is incredible, isn't it? The kind of things that you can do, the kind of things that you can achieve. Thank you for all the comments still coming through. And well done to those of you who picked up the deals tonight. But more than that, well done to the likes of Tammy, who have taken their Foilpress out of the box for the first time this evening and had a play with it, had a go. Like Craig has said, like, what's the worst thing that can happen? You waste a bit of cardstock. It's not the end of the world. You overfoil, you underfoil. I think it's one of those things is that the more you do it, once you've got it out and you start playing with it, the more you play with it, the better you're going to get. The better you get, the more you're going to be foiling. And do you know what? It's really just going to add that level of professionalism to all of your projects. And once you have foiled once, you'll foil twice, 3 times, 4 times, and the Foilpress will become as much of a daily machine that you will use alongside things like your die cutting machines and your stamping platforms, because you'll have the hang of it and you'll know exactly how you need to use it. £60 or $100 if you're platinum. Today is the deal on that. If you want to get the fancy sentiment dies that Craig was just playing with a few moments ago, then you can. £4.80?
Wow. For a stamp, for a die, for a foiling stamp as well.
Yeah, but you get 3 sets.
Yeah, but
You get 3 sets.
Oh my God, I thought it was per one.
No, just to say, if what is saying on the screen is right, and I trust it to be, you get special friend, Wand. And thanks very much. Well, a 71% saving. Thank you very much. Indeed, £4.80 or $6.40 for all of those goodies. And again, as you've seen there, a stamp, a die, and a foil stamp, because you can do all of these techniques with all of your thin metal dies. That's incredible. And if you like the look of the Baroque demo that Craig did as well, you can get the border dies, the Baroque border dies, in a different selection of designs for you. With each of these, you get that die to actually cut the shape into the border of your cardstock, and then you've got the detail die to go over the top as well. 16 quid or $20.80. That's a 25% saving. You get 4 of these. So that basically means you're only paying for 3, if my maths is correct. You have got the Talons. You have got Chambord. It's lucky I did A-level French, isn't it? You have got Dijon. He's just got him here. You only know that one because of the mustard as well, I bet. Dijon. And then finally, Lyon. Lyon. It is a good film, actually. Well, that's L-E-O-N, isn't it? With, what's he called, the guy in that? Jean, I was going to say
Van Damme.
Jean Reno, isn't it? Not Jean-Claude Van Damme, and not Jean-Luc Picard, as I was going to say. That's something completely different. £16 or $20.80. Should we get the vote going for the demo of the demo of the day? And then after we've done that, we'll throw some stuff around, and also we will have a look at your pictures and answer any more questions that you've got as well. So, demo of the day vote. Was Lily on the demonstrating side today?
Yes, she was.
So you've got this one. Is their first one that she made on Wake Up Call. Well, that's rather splendid, isn't it? Celebrate. That is obviously using those dies that I've just shown you to create the beautiful edges around the box. Love that. Oh, look at the glittery base as well.
Oh, nice.
Glittery base.
Biscuit base.
Base. It's got a nice glittery base. Base. Glittery base.
I've lost my top back, sorry.
You've lost your top?
My top back.
Oh, your top back.
I'm just dancing and jumping, it's just falling out.
Woo! This is number 2. What the? Ah, I see. It is an easel box easel box card. That is rather.
That's beautiful.
That is really lovely, isn't it?
No buttery biscuit base there.
No buttery biscuit base there. No. So that is 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. Check. 1, 2. You've got. You can tell it's Friday. You can tell we had to be sensible for 2 hours earlier as well. When are we next on QVC Extra together? Is it next week?
No, we've not. No, so I've got another 3 stints later on in the month, and Mr. having a little bit of time off over there.
I'm not on holiday for ages.
So the next 3 times I'm on this month, I'm going to be on with Debbie Fisher. Debbie's going to be on the presenting side of QVC Extra.
Ah.
So yeah, yep. And then you come back, and then I have like a little break.
Oh, so you and I don't do QVC Extra together again for a while?
Not this month anyway, no.
Ah.
That's a good point, actually.
What's a good point?
Just say it's like me and Debbie again, QVC Germany.
Ah.
Well, obviously that Debbie didn't present, but she demonstrated on QVC Germany. So we're back in a QVC vibe.
A couple of quick questions.
Yeah.
Tess says, can you explain again, Craig, which way round the die goes? So when you're using your die on the foil press, so let's say it's like a normal, like thin metal die. Which way round does it go? Tess wants to know.
And that is, again, like all the questions, really, really good in question, and it really is imperative for this one. You get it the right way. There is only one way you're going to use these ones here, and it's one of those that at first you might think, what way do I go? But then once it's been explained, you're like, got it. So when it comes to using a wafer thin die, so a normal wafer thin die, you have to make sure that it's facing upwards. So it's facing upwards. Otherwise, the way to think about it is if you have it facing down, it's going to cut through into your platform.
And that's not good.
So you never, ever, ever have it facing down. The actual die cutting edge is facing upwards. Incidentally, you can't use your double-sided dies when it comes to these ones, because double-sided die means you're going to be cutting in to the other side as well. So that is a no-no. So when it comes to your normal wafer thin dies, make sure you've got them facing upwards.
And a couple of quick questions. One is a great question. Hopefully we can help you, Barbara. Lynn says, what is QVC Extra? Well, it's QVC's like second channel, isn't it, really? Extra channel. So it's on Sky 679. I mean, you know, I mean, you're a big QVC fanatic. It's on Freeview. Is it Freeview 57? I think, isn't it? FreeSat. Freeview 57 on the red button, and it's on FreeSat 800, I think.
So Sky 679. Yeah. Virgin 743. Yeah. FreeSat 802.
802. There you go. And we have a 2-hour show every week, Wednesday and Friday, 12 till 2, Lynn. And here's a question, Craig. I don't know if there's a way round this, but it's a different one. So Barbara says, can I ask a question? She says, please, do you have to use the magnetic shim? As I've been told not to be near magnetic items due to having a pacemaker. So is there a way around that, like having to use a magnetic shim?
Yeah. Do you know something I never even thought about? And that's a really good question. Bulk it out with cardstock.
Oh, okay.
Just bulk out. You know, even if, say you just didn't want to use that magnetic shim, bulk it out with it's giving you that extra depth. It's giving you that extra bulk. So take out that magnetic shim and just replace it with thick cardstock. So that's a way around it. And that would work exactly the same.
Excellent. Thank you for the questions. Now, I know we've been saying this for about the last hour, but finally, The Rock has come back. No, finally.
I hope so. It's SummerSlam tomorrow night.
He's getting excited. The Rock's coming back, he reckons, to SummerSlam.
Well, we're hoping so. Yeah, he's going to come in with his cousins.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns and Jey Uso.
Anyway, that's not why we're excited.
From Detroit, so I'm looking forward to that.
In Detroit?
One. It's in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking forward to Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch, but they've scrapped that match.
Are they?
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to get excited about your pictures. Let's have a look to end the show, and we'll get Craig's thought on these. Michelle, I know you've been very busy because you've been putting loads of bits and pieces over on Instagram, and we appreciate you tagging us in your post, by the way, and we do see them all. What do you reckon to all of these then, Craig?
Oh, I absolutely love these ones, Michelle. These are kind of like you've been doing some of your resist effect with your ink, because you can do that. Hi. With the butterfly. Oh, look at that ornate butterfly as well.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Love all of them. It goes to show as well how gorgeous the foiling looks on your larger cards.
It does. Let's have a peek at this next one.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's one of our it came with our Art Deco cut and foil frame dies. It's got one that looks like an Art Deco one.
Yes, absolutely right.
How phenomenal is that, Sandra? Look at that, layering up all our additional components and using that as a frame.
That is so lovely, Sandra. Stephanie Theodos, round of applause. That looks amazing.
How beautiful does that look?
This is what you're talking about for home decor as well, though, right?
Home decor. You know, home decor there. You've got that pink against the yellow and the black. How gorgeous and elegant does that look with that gorgeous little photo as well?
Cute photo. Thank you, Stephanie. And Mary, this is rather elegant, isn't it? Mary Cilia.
Very elegant. That's using 3 separate foil press stamps. That outer floral frame, the numbers that you were showing, and then you've got that separate happy birthday. So what a great way, Mary, of showing how you can combine 3 elements within one.
So now this that Teresa's showing you, you love this.
I love this one. So to me, that looks as though that the red on the white, that is your positive, and then the red on the black, that red is the waste foil. And she's done that waste technique, I believe anyway. But I absolutely adore that technique. You will find them across on our YouTube channel, but I love that, Teresa. Beautiful.
Absolutely brilliant. What a day this has been. Hannah says, Craig, you and Debbie Fisher will be amazing. They will, absolutely. Our team smashing it out over on QVC. I know we're all immensely proud to be part of that little adventure. And I tell you what, you would want to tune in on Wednesday and indeed on Friday between 12 and 2. Winner of the demo of the day goes to number 1. Number 1?
Number 1.
Oh, okay. One is beautiful and it is gorgeous, but I don't know. I sort of had 2 in mind there, but well done, Lily. That one is going up onto the Crafty Walk of Fame. Your chance to vote on that on Sunday. And you're here across the weekend, aren't you?
I am indeed. Yes, so tomorrow you've got me on this side where we've got, what have we got tomorrow? Play Your Crafts Right. We've got the Christmas half and half Create a Card Die Craft Along. And then we've got one of two penny sales. Then on the Sunday, so tomorrow I'm going to be on recording. And then on Sunday, I'll be on the presenting side. Lily will be here. We've got our first Halloween first look. Now remember, Halloween is
coming. Halloween is coming.
witches, cats, and big black bats.
Yep.
So that's on Sunday. So we're going to be having a first look at one Halloween item. Don't forget, 20th of August, I'm going to be back with Debbie Robinson. Debbie's going to be on the presenting side, where we've got a mammoth Halloween first look. It is 2 hours. Wait till you see what we've got coming. That's the 20th. But yes, Sunday we have got our first look. We've also got a craft fall and then the additional penny sale as well.
Amazing. It's set to be a brilliant weekend. I'm actually not back with you guys until Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, and then I'm all day on Monday with Debbie Robinson.
I'm back with you Wednesday night, this time with Sheena, and I'll also be with... Who am I with on QVC Extra then on Wednesday?
Debbie, I think.
Is it Debbie Fisher? So we're almost done. Just a final reminder to show you the foil press. It is available. Check the shop today for all of the goodies when it comes to the foil press, as far as the stamps are concerned, the stamp and dies, and also that deal on the alphabet and numbers as well is insane. £10, £60 or $100 platinum for the foil press if you want to grab it tonight. Do you want to show that before we go?
Just very, very quickly, Ben, you can do your normal dies, foil with your normal dies. There's the foil and the stamps. There is the foil and cup. There is the waste technique. There is the actual foil and stamp of your outline. And then you can then foil your die cuts as well. These are just some of the basic techniques, lots more between Debbie the other week and then myself in previous shows on YouTube.
Massive thank you to Craig, thank you to Grace on the socials tonight, thank you to Jaco working very hard behind the scenes as well, and thank you to the wonderful Charlotte and Dean for making this show happen this evening. And mostly, thank you so much. Thank you to you guys as well for watching. Have a brilliant weekend. Make sure you come back to us tomorrow here on Crafters TV. I'll see you next Wednesday. Craig will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Toodle.